Good morning. It is Wednesday. It's a little bit later actually. It's 8 o'clock, which is not normal for me. Normally I am up working and got myself sorted, but yesterday was a late night. Today is a check-in day for me personally. So my clients' check-ins are on a Monday, and personally I check in with my coach on a Wednesday. So I'll walk you through like my check-in video and whatnot, but I'm feeling much more positive than last week, let's just put it that way. I think we've been carb cycling for about a week to a week and a half now, and I feel like it has massively improved my digestion, massively improved my energy levels, my mood. Just to get more carbs on a training day and then even more carbs on a leg day, it's really helpful for me. So I think that has really helped. I am a lot less stressed, let's put it that way. The only downside is that on my rest days, I have super low carb. So today is one of those said rest days, and I'm going to walk you through how I manage what I eat. I will not be telling you specifics as in measurements of things. I will not be putting any sort of amount of calories out there on the internet, because listen, young girls follow these things and I'm not about that, okay? What I do is extreme, and I will say that over and over and over again. So I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody what sort of calories I'm on. Anyway, so what I do on Wednesday morning, I come down here, I come downstairs, I grab my coffee, I sit here, and I check in with my coach. First of all, I write the written email. So my girls check in using a form that gets sent to them with like prompts and questions and things. My coach is like, send me an email and tell me everything. So it's more, I use it, it's like a Dear Diary opportunity. Personally, I prefer that. I think that it's less restrictive, but a lot of people do need prompted because they don't know what to put in their check-in, which is why I use a form. But because I've been working with Damien for coming into our sixth year, we're in our sixth year now, I know what he looks for, I know what he wants to know, I know what I need to tell him, and I usually give a good amount of detail. So I'm going to sit here, I am going to write my email to him. Then once I've drank my coffee, I'm going to go and I'm going to take my progress pictures. Not ideal to be taking them around 8:30, because that's when the estate starts to wake up and everybody sort of comes out to their cars, and I'm standing there in my bikini, thong bikini at that, but you gotta do what you gotta do. After that, I'm gonna go and do my cardio. I'm doing fasted cardio, and then I have a really busy day. I should stop telling you and just start showing you, shouldn't I? I have a really busy day. Like, I am not gonna be back in this house until 10 o'clock this evening. And if you know me, you know that is very unlike me. My bedtime, I'm not gonna lie to you, is about 8 o'clock, okay? I go to bed about 8 o'clock, but I'm an early riser, so anything outside of that does get me a little bit grumpy. But there's good reason today. There's good reason. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do my check-in, and I'll catch up with you guys in a second. So if you're wondering why I am in my dressing gown at, don't even have my watch on, probably about 1 o'clock. Yeah, 1 o'clock. I came home from doing my cardio and I had a 10-minute turnaround time to set up my backdrop for a posing session with my coach, put my bikini on, and then that was 45 minutes of posing. So I had to do that. And this is my first meal. I never normally eat this late. This was just a freak accident, okay? Normally I am a big breakfast person, but the day just ran on with me. I get to eat now. I am having a protein pancake, which, by the way, I make with protein powder. It's not this specific one that I use, but I use cereal milk flavor of this one. And I'm using the isolate one, like I mentioned in my last video. And then I put egg whites in it, and I put a teaspoon of baking powder, and that's really it. And it makes this pancake. And the only reason I am having this today, because normally I would have a fuller meal, is because I am on a low day today. So this is basically just pure protein. I'll put some almond butter on top of that for some fat. So that is meal one. I have to go here in 60 minutes for a physio appointment. So I need to eat this. I need to have a shower. I need to drink somehow a litre of water in that time. And then I need to actually get back to some client work. And this evening I'm going to meet a couple of friends for coffee at 8 o'clock at night. They know they're special when I'm leaving my house after 6 o'clock in the evening. I do not do that. Unless you are a very special person. I have a long day, I have a lot to get done. Somehow I need to fit 3 more meals in there, plus another about 9,000 steps. So I'm going to stop talking because I have shit to do. I'm going to eat this, snort it actually, because I need to be really fast. And then I am going to go to my physio appointment, and I'll catch you later on today. Okay, back from my massage. Now I'm going to cook meal number 2. Actually, I've already cooked it. I just need to plate it. Like I say, this is a very, very low carb day. So all I'm having is 130 grams of chicken, and I have some broccoli, which, by the way, I am not a vegetable person. But when you get to this point in prep, everything that you can put in your mouth tastes good. I'm going to plate this up. I probably am not going to enjoy it. I'm not going to lie. And then I have to go and do all of my steps. Let me just drain this. Oh, I don't know how anybody eats grass for enjoyment. I really don't. If anybody has any ideas on how to make broccoli not taste like a field, then please do let me know, because that is a sad state of affairs. And I would love to be able to enjoy broccoli, but I do not. It's very depressing, actually. But we gotta do what we gotta do. I'm gonna keep saying that. I'm gaslighting myself into eating this, but anyway, I am off, and I will speak to you at my next meal, more than likely. I'm also gonna have a Pepsi Max, because a Pepsi Max a day, there's no finish to that sentence. I just really like Pepsi Max. Okay, so I have done all of the sort of essential admin bits that I needed to get done. I have a couple of hours now before I head off for coffee. So I need to go down and make my dinner, which is salmon, courgette and sweet corn. I cannot tell you how much I'm addicted to courgette, okay? I'm going to show you how I make it. Listen, do not knock it till you tried it, because it is delish. I am not, as I said previously, a vegetable person. I haven't quite figured out the broccoli saga just yet, but I've nailed the courgette saga, okay? So I'm gonna show you how I do that. I put my salmon on a bed of courgette. Michelin star chef, right? Still got some Pepsi left. I'm thoroughly enjoying this. Onwards and upwards, time to make some gourmet courgette. So, like I said, salmon, courgette, sweet corn. Sweet corn is already boiling, and this is how I do my courgette. What was on this? Seems to have been potato. I just grab a whole courgette, chop the ends off that, and then I grate it. I'm sure you could just slice it, but my issue is I don't like the texture of most vegetables, so I have to try and change the texture as much as I can so that I can actually eat it. Oh, that's the exact same colour as my fingernails. That could be dangerous. So what I do is I dry it as much as I can. I put the courgette on kitchen roll. Honestly, I'm like OCD with this shit. I pour that all out, and I just take some of the excess moisture out of that before I put the seasoning on it. Listen, I know this is a lot of work, but it is the only way I can get my vegetables into me, and I need a way of getting my vegetables into me. And then I put it back into the bowl. Onion granules, paprika, garlic granules. And I put a little bit of this in and I mix it all around. Please be careful, because one time I put cinnamon in it instead of the paprika. So read the labels, guys, read the labels. I'm gonna put the paprika in. Listen, this is just to taste. So you do you and you put however much you want into this. I go overboard. Garlic. We go easy on the garlic because, like I said, I am meeting people tonight. Onion. And mix. Fabulous. So what I do with this is I pop it in the frying pan for a couple of minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap up my salmon in a little bit of tin foil, pop it in the active fry for 10 minutes. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, Angela eats her vegetables. Nobody come at me. Whilst this is all cooking, because I am going out for coffee, I have to make my last meal to take with me, which is going to be yogurt. It's like a yogurt bowl with fruit. I think I may have ran out of raspberries, which makes me very sad because, again, I have an addiction that only seems to come on prep, but I might grab some fresh ones en route. So I'll show you how I make that. Plastic bowl. Greek yogurt. I don't use the Faye yogurt because it is extortionately priced. I just have the Yo Valley one. Really, any 0% Greek yogurt would do for this. So I have 200 grams of this. This is my favorite meal on a low carb day. This makes me very happy. So 200 grams of this. I then go in with my strawberry. Is this strawberry? Strawberry flavor drops. I do 1 pump of these. Give that a little mix, because as I have said before, only psychopaths eat plain Greek yogurt. I do not trust you if you eat plain Greek yogurt. I also put 10 grams of whey in there. This is not isolate, which I know I say I'm using the isolate, but this to me is the dreamiest thing ever, and it's only 10 grams of powder that I use, so 10 grams of that. And then I also, for added fiber and healthy fat, I add in 10 grams of chia seeds. And as you can see, like, I'm going out for coffee. I can still stay on track, right? And I think when I go out for coffee, the best thing I can do is take a meal with me, because it's so much harder to sit there and watch everybody else eat cinnamon buns, brownies and whatnot, and I'm sitting there with nothing. I'm best to take my own meal. So that's why I take this with me. And as well as that, this took me 2 seconds, okay? Like, my dinner is cooking. These flies are fucking torturing me. Whilst my dinner is cooking, I have this made. There is no reason to not be able to prep a meal to take with you, right? You know, if you complain that when you go for coffee that you have to have a bun, that's a choice. Sorry. Pro tip. This is almond butter. You have to weigh your healthy fats because they can take you way over. So what you need to do is zero your scales. Pop the jar on the scales. I know I need to have 15 grams of almond butter in this meal. My scales say 295. So I need to remove until it gets to 280, which means I'll take 15 grams out of that. If you have super fancy scales, you should, in theory, be able to hit 0, and then as you pull out, it will minus, right? Mine's do that. I just didn't do it the first time. But there, that's 15 grams, okay? So I'm gonna pop that in here. I could stick my head in that, if I'm honest. All I need to do en route is buy some raspberries in the shop. Let me just check. yeah, I have 2 raspberries, so I need to get more in the shop. And then when I add my raspberries, I also need some corn thins. You can get a rice cake, but I like corn thins because they're a little bit sweeter. There is 1 left in this packet. Luckily, all I need is 1. So I'll bring that with me. I'll take this with me. And that is my meal made. My salmon's still in the Actifry, so that took less than 10 minutes. Actually, it took about 5. And I have no reason not to stay on plan. I can order an Americano, decaf, I can order a Diet Coke, I can order a cup of tea, I can still take part in being social, and I don't have to deep throat any brownies. I'm actually nearly out of this as well. Why is it everything always empties at the same time? Veg going in. Honestly, this is the deadliest thing ever. Salmon cooked. Put that there. Corn cooked. Courgette also cooked. And that is some top tier shit, let me tell you. Literally just tidying up. I completely forgot to do an outro to the video. So, yeah, I changed my hair. We'll come back to that. Last night I went out for coffee with a couple of my friends, which was really nice because I haven't seen them in a long time. Ate my meal whilst I was in Tim Hortons with those guys. I was home about 11 o'clock, just went straight to bed, so that's why I didn't finish this video. Changed my hair, okay. I'm still getting used to it. I also think my fringe might be a little bit too short, but hair grows, we're all good, okay. And this will wash out. I'm actually going strawberry blonde, but we went dark and it's gonna fade. Anyway, you don't care about any of that. Today is a really good day because today is basically a high carb day. I have one high carb day every single Friday. So I'm going to go enjoy that, and I need to edit this video and get it out today. I also have a lot of admin bits. I have 2 client calls and I have 2 external calls with people who are considering joining the team. So I am flat to the mat. But I also wanted to let you know that I am going to be doing other types of videos on this channel where they will be a bit more Q&A based, a bit more topical and advice based. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably be putting out 1 video a week, which is similar to this, just behind the scenes, my sort of life. And then I'll also do 1 more structured video per week, which will be, like I say, topical, a little bit more educational. So I need to get to work on all of that. I love the whole creative side of my job. I really, really do. I come from a business and marketing background, specifically marketing. So it's nice to be able to use those skills, which they're a bit rusty, like my hair. We'll get there. But for now, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye. It's back and